As I'm here comparing the first test cuts for a new guitar build, basically just checking the shape against some templates that I've been using for years, kind of got me thinking about a question that I get asked a fair amount of times. And that question is, how and why did you get started building guitars? We're going to take a few minutes today and answer that question. I'm Jeff, you're watching Home Built Workshop. Let's have a little conversation. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to this episode of Home Built Workshop. I hope all of you are doing awesome. Guitar building. I'm in the process of a new build. I'm in the very early stages, doing some test cuts, getting things all ready to go. This is going to be a build you're going to see at least several videos on right here on the channel. So before we go any further, if you want to make sure not to miss that build, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications so that you get notified when these new build videos drop. So the question that I want to answer today is, how and why did you get started building guitars? To do this, there's a few things that you need to know. The biggest one is that I'm a lefty. I don't know if you knew that or not, but I'm one of them southpaws, left-handed, and that's how I play guitar. But initially, this whole process started quite a long time ago when I was in my early teens. I got the bug to want to learn how to play guitar, and I didn't have one. So my uncle, who was a lifelong guitar player, and one of the reasons that I love a 12-string, that's what he played, he gave me my first nylon string acoustic guitar. Initially, it was strung up for a righty, but since the strings are just tied on and the bridge is mostly in a straight line, we just took this one to a music shop at the time because I didn't know how to do that. And they restrung it, put a different nut on there, and I essentially had a left-handed acoustic. And I started to learn the different chords, the G, C, D, all of that probably a lot of you have started out learning. And I kind of began my guitar playing journey already with a guitar that wasn't really a lefty. It worked, but it was not a true left-handed guitar. I played and learned on this guitar for quite a few years until I was able to purchase my first electric guitar, which was, oddly enough, actually a left-handed guitar, which was really cool. A couple other things that you need to know about me during this time is that I've always been a hands-on person. I grew up working on farms, DIY, all of that sort of stuff. I learned woodworking from my grandfather, was always building, fixing, tinkering on something at an early age. So I already had that work with your hands kind of bug. You kind of see where this is going already? Let's keep going. Over the next several years, I began playing in bands and playing hundreds and hundreds of shows around my area and surrounding states. Throughout that course of time while I was in those bands, I always had an eye for a left-handed guitar because they're so hard to find, at least at that time anyway. Every time I found one at a pawn shop or a used one in a guitar store, a lot of times I would buy those when they would show up. And I started to build up somewhat of a collection of electric guitars and a few acoustics really, but mostly electric solid bodies. As I began building a small collection of electric left-handed guitars, I started to notice a theme. And you might notice this nowadays as well. Most of the lefties I would find used are black. Now I know that there are some that aren't black on the market. I'm just talking overall, they were all black. The black Strat with a white pickguard, the black Ibanez with the black hardware. Now I have no problem with this color combination. I just don't want all of my guitars to have this exact same color combination. So my solution for several guitars for a little while was I would just tear them down and then we would paint them. My brother is an automotive painter, so there was a few of them that I took the body to him and he painted them. I even have one that I sprayed with a rattle can and then put some clear coat over the top. It's got runs and sags in it, but it's a great little guitar and I still have it. This process sort of solved the problem for a short time, but not only was I finding that most of the used lefties were black, also the new ones were black too. But again, if you bought one of the new lefties, most of the time you didn't have the options that all of the righties had. You didn't have access to all of the different colors. Maybe even some of the models were not available in a left-handed guitar. So us lefties, we're stuck with whatever left-handed guitar was on the shelf, whatever the manufacturer decided that they were going to make in a lefty. Now, I also know that there are a couple of manufacturers out there that do offer their models in either a left or right-handed configuration. And for that, I want to give you 2 thumbs up. And I want to commend you for thinking of us lefties. But for the majority of them, you can't get every single model in a left-handed configuration. And that was getting really frustrating. So you can see I'm beginning to get frustrated with some of the options available as a left-handed guitar player. But there's also one other detail that you're going to need that's going to bring this whole thing together. And that is a little magazine article I read probably, I don't know, 1990, give or take a couple of years, in an old magazine that my grandpa used to get. He would always get these Popular Mechanics, Popular Science, those sorts of DIY type of magazines. In one of those issues, I read an article about building an electric guitar. They had plans, they had diagrams, they had schematics, all of this information for building, I believe that it was a Strat style guitar. I have searched and searched and searched for this particular article. And I remember at the time that I had made a copy of this article. You know, you could take the magazine and you'd put it on the copy machine and run it off. I remember doing that, and I had those copies for years. I cannot find those anywhere. But the big point here that I want to make is that reading this article at the exact same time was when I was learning how to play guitar. So I always had the idea that you can build a guitar from this set of plans. So that bug was always in the back of my head. I never was able to really act on that as I didn't have tools or a space or really anything like that. But that idea, the seed was planted in the back of my head. So with that seed planted, I've always been a DIY kind of hands-on person, building things, fixing things, turning wrenches, all that sort of stuff. And now a guitar player who's becoming frustrated with the fact that I'm limited in the models that I can get. That is when all of this starts to come together. And I finally decide, we're going to do this. We're going to try building an electric guitar. So this particular point in time now is about 10 years ago, specifically March 2016. That's when I posted the very first video of building the first Barncaster. So the build actually would have went back to probably late 2015. For this very first build, I had some barn wood that came from my grandpa's barn. I used a pre-made, I think it was an all-parts neck and all the other components, but I made the body, attached the neck, put everything together, and what a satisfying thing it is to be able to play a guitar that you just finished putting together at a gig. That was awesome. And that really was kind of the kickoff point. I was bitten by the bug, I guess we could say. I went on to build 2 more guitars that way, where I was practicing building the body using already made necks, and I still have all of those, and they're great. After that, I knew I needed to get into building necks, but I wasn't 100% comfortable with all of the steps yet. I hadn't done much of anything for fretwork. I've never messed with a truss rod or a truss rod channel or anything like that. So I decided to step away from building guitars for a little bit, and I mainly built, 4 or so cigar box guitars. And what that helped me learn was doing the fretwork, cutting fret slots, shaping a neck, because it's a little bit simpler. There's no truss rod, there's no truss rod channel, none of that. After, I think, 4 cigar box builds, I thought, well, we're ready to wrap everything together. And I jumped in, and I think I used some purchase templates for the neck at that time. In fact, I'm quite certain that was the case. And I ended up making a couple of necks for other guitar builds. Those first necks went on some of my first bodies, and those were some of the very first, a lot of firsts here, some of the very first Hayley guitars, a couple of which a good friend of mine owns, and I've sold a couple of other ones of those early builds. by now we're probably, I don't know, 2018. I'd have to go back and look on the channel. 2017, probably 2018 into 2019. I think very early 2019. How's that for confusing? From there, really, I was building the guitars that I wanted to build. If I wanted to build some right-handed guitars, which I did, but if there was a certain feature that I wanted in one of my own personal left-handed guitars, I already had the knowledge from there on out to just flip everything over and build it as a lefty. I could use whatever pickups I want. I could use whatever wood I wanted. I could use whatever finish, whatever color I wanted, whatever inlays, fretboards, all of that. I had 100% control over the instruments that I was playing at gigs and that I have in my own personal collection. And really that is what really kicked off what started my building guitars, was because I was frustrated with the fact that all I could get were, for the most part, black guitars. And I wanted some color. I wanted some variety. I wanted some guitars that were a little bit more meaningful, meaning the fact that I used barnwood from my grandpa's barn for a few of these builds. These are guitars that I'm going to keep for the rest of my life. Even if I don't play them much anymore, it's the fact that, at least to me, it's sort of a family heirloom, maybe. I don't know. That's just kind of the way I think about these things. I can build what I want. I don't have to rely on what comes out of the factory. Plus, it's not a factory-built instrument. It's hands-on, it's handmade, hand-designed, and it's just so satisfying, like I said, probably 50 times already, to play something that you built yourself and to truly have it be one of your favorite instruments. So that's sort of the whole story. We cover a lot of years, probably 30 plus years in the making to get to where we are today. Growing up in a rural part of the country, DIY, hands-on, always working with your hands, guitar player, left-hander, the whole thing stirred up together in a pot is what brought about the Hayley Guitars guitar brand, which is my own personal brand for building instruments. That's how we got here. That's why we still do it. And that's why I'm working on this new build, which we're going to be getting to pretty quick. This is going to be one of the Dorians. You guys have seen me build the Dorian. Go back on the channel. I am just converting all of my templates into digital files so that I can manufacture them that way. Once we get that finalized, we'll be off to the races, as they say. But that's it. How did I get started building guitars? That's the whole story. I'm Jeff. Thanks for watching this episode of Home Built Workshop. I'm going to get back to work, and I hope all of you have a great day. Let me know in the comments what you think. What other questions do you want to see me answer right here on a video? Have an awesome day. We'll catch you next time. All right. Template, I think you're pretty close, actually. Couple variations, which I don't quite understand how we got that, but we did, so whatever. I think it's fine. Fine. All right, back to work. Ow, sitting down too long. Oh, my back.